What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B, and you're watching Dave B on TV, where we go beyond the everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And today, I just wanted to deliver a message, you know what I'm saying, to everybody, because it's been a minute since I actually got on here and just made a straight-up talking video. But what I want to say is, don't stop now. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. Keep going. Right now, like, you know what I'm saying, we dealing, the moon currently is in Capricorn right now, so, you know, off the bat, we already reacting and responding to, you know, things that's realistic, like real things. You know, real things sometimes aren't the most fun. You know what I'm saying? Real things sometimes hurt the most. You know, the reality of situations and things of that nature. Um, you know, there's a lot of ego death going on right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ego refinement. Ego refinement. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the sun is in Aquarius, I feel like that's like refinement. And Saturn in general, well, let's talk about Aquarius in general. Like Aquarius and the sun, aka like the Leo energy, are two different. These are opposites. You know what I'm saying? The 11th house versus the 5th house, right? So when we talk about Leo energy, it's all about, you know, that is the energy of the ego, or you know, rather the solar plexus, aka your individuality and how you express yourself from your own individual perspective, right? And so when you put that into the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius deals with Saturn. Now Saturn is not concerned about how things look, but more concerned about how things work. The opposition between, you know what I'm saying, Aquarius and Leo, like basically you would see it as, I think I even said it in the last video, you know, Leo is the star on stage. Aquarius is more like the producer, the one who put together the production itself, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, this last moon transit was all about setting the stage, right? And now we're approaching a new moon in Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? So there's been this kind of back and forth thing going on where, you know, well, you know, I'm saying that's the moon transit in general, that back and forth, you know, the full moon and then the opposition and the, you know, but we're one behind, you know, so I don't want to get too confusing, but the point is, as we approach into this new moon in Aquarius right now, you know what I'm saying, there's a big ego refinement, and that ego refinement comes, and like, I kind of wanted to say this, it's like, you know, Aquarius, you got to consider, like, when we get to a Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, right? These are the signs I feel like that kind of deal with the most intense ego death. And I say that because it's the wintertime signs. You know what I'm saying? It's the winter. The spring is like, you know, Aries, where the sun is exalted. You know what I'm saying? The sun can have the most fun in Aries because it's like, you know, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It's the spark. It's the spring. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of new life, new inspiration, and the sun is able to kind of be a child again, you know what I'm saying, in the first house, and in the Aries area, right? And then you go in, then in the summertime, you know, you have the sign of Leo, where the sun is actually home, so the center of entertainment, right? And then come the fall time, right, the sun, you know, the sun does all right, but, you know, it's winding down, and then it experiences its actual death in the actual winter season, which is like the death season altogether, you know what I'm saying? And that's the winter months. And Aquarius especially, because Aquarius doesn't really care about where they can relate is that, but see, here's the thing between Leo and Aquarius. It's like Aquarius is all about being the individual. Now, Leo, the sun energy, it does its best when you're being an individual, but not all. That's sometimes it's sometimes, especially for like just Leos in general, it's more about attention than it is about being original or being about you know, being individualistic. Sometimes a Leo will choose to go with the flow because they know that that's what they need to do to gain the right attention in a certain area, and that's kind of like when that's like a weak Leo. When a weak Leo gets around, like a weak Leo will operate kind of on that octave where it's like, all right, I know this gets attention. This might not be me, but I'm going to pretend and put on a show so that I can be presented in a way that can get a lot of attention, and maybe just maybe I'll get where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? That's operating with a weak spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strong whether people like it or not. And see, that's kind of where a Leo can relate, you know what I'm saying, that they actually choose to show their individuality, but otherwise, you know what I'm saying, an Aquarius can see right through somebody just trying to do something to be cool, you know. But the bad side of Aquarius could be doing weird shit, quote unquote, on purpose to try to look a certain way. And that's like when the Aquarius is acting into Leo energies. You see kind of the opposition where it's like sometimes if you play too, it's like the negative traits play out whenever a sign is too much into its opposition. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a Aquarius trying to get too much attention. They might try to do that by doing hella weird shit, but they might be like too weird shit. Like shit that's too weird and too out there, too rebellious to the point where it's distasteful. And then a Leo trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, they're not wanting to be original. They go to the extremes of trying to be like everyone else, and they snuff their own individuality. It's like they, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, lately I've been seeing a lot of relationships between oppositions. I've always kind of, like, when I talk, like, really my entry into spirituality was all about, like, my first lesson really was about duality. That's kind of what I spent the most time on, like understanding duality and how things kind of relate to each other and things of that nature. And that stemmed on to me learning more things about, you know, just my own spirit and you know what I'm saying. But this ain't really about me, you know, right? So what was I talking about again? Yeah. So like the like I said, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, I feel like deal with some of the biggest ego death. And the reason I say that is, like I said, okay, it's the winter season, right? Technically, zodiac wise, right? And physically too. We experience winter during these times. Now, what goes on is, see, with Capricorn, it's still with Saturn there. And so that Saturn energy makes Capricorn, you know, not so much as intensely as like, because Aquarius is his complete opposite. Capricorns actually play out a lot like Leos as well. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, but in the way is in how they kind of see things. Like it's like a misunderstanding as far as the alignment goes. But for the most part, a Capricorn, um, you know, they all about their business. It's the initiating of initiating a new way of seeing and being practical about things. And so, you know, it's kind of like it's all about structure and things of that nature. Now, a Leo can actually, based upon what they do know about attention and how they naturally, like sometimes they can have a natural creative sense about themselves to where they know how to direct things, they know how to show things, they know how to put on a show. And so this becomes a Leo that's operating on a higher octave as well. You know, a Leo that's able to, you know, kind of tap into the Saturn energies and kind of able to understand its role. Like when a Leo can really understand its role. So even though they can be the center of attention, if they are actually operating on a high frequency, they'll be able to see their role and basically they can build around their role. So they'll be able to kind of assign the right positions around them. Now this kind of can, you know, well, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, like I said, there's just like a higher octave operating Leo that if you really tap into the energies, it's kind of how you can kind of start to see things, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, but that's tapping into the Saturn energy anyway. But you know, my point is just to say like, you know, when the sun does go into these winter months and things of that nature, the ego has a hard time because, you know, the ego could be, you know, in actual Capricorn season, the ego could be too dry. You know what I'm saying? The way, you know, things are dried up. There's no heat. So, you know, sometimes like Capricorns are pretty self-motivated, right? But it's a very, it might be, it's not the same as when the summertime is out where everybody is kind of feeling collaborative. So, you know, it'll be more so, it might be a little more focused. Like when during the summertime, right, for instance, it's like everyone's outside, everybody's more collaborative in general, right? So like the mood in the vibration is a lot lighter. Now in the wintertime during Capricorn season, everything is more serious. So it's like the ego might not want to be might not be thinking in a space to really be like collaborative in the right way. You might be collaborative in the sense of seeing what you can use, you know what I'm saying? Because it's more serious now. It's real shit going on right now. It's like in Capricorn season, it's like real shit going on. So I don't have time to play with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? In the summertime, yeah, we can all play, we can all get along, ha ha, he he, let's get the work done. But hey, it's summertime, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of this vibe that, you know, you can kind of go with it. In Capricorn season, you know, if you think about, like, for instance, before, you know, think about the harsh conditions and if you didn't have no home, right? So things in the of older civilizations, you know what I'm saying? The vibe going on, it's like, yo, we don't have a home and it's fucking freezing. We gotta build. You know, I don't have time to play with you. This collaboration is actually life or death. Like, that's just the vibration, right? So, like, imagine that for the ego. Like, the ego is in a state of almost like survival. You know what I'm saying? Capricorns are survival. Like, they're survivors. Like, a lot of Capricorns, especially like Capricorn moons and things of that nature, these are people who grow up in very harsh conditions, either emotionally, and you might not have, like, when I say harsh conditions, you might be only thinking like, oh, you grew up in the hood or something like that, but like harsh conditions as in, no, you might not have had the right emotional your parents might not have had the emotional intelligence to handle you, or may not have showed you any love in that sense, or any warmth in the way, you know, even if they were loving, they didn't love you in the right way. They just gave you a bunch of shit, a bunch of material shit that really don't fulfill your emotional needs. And so you grow a very harsh way of seeing the world. And so that's kind of what I mean by that. And so Aquarius is actually the opposition of that. Now, you look at the Aquarius energy, it's spaced out. It's spaced out. So there's disconnection. There's disconnection. There's lack of warmth. So the ego is completely cold. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, if the sun were to, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, we know about the sun, and, you know, about heat and things of that nature, and how that's not really, you know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying. Like, if the actual sun was frozen, you know what I'm saying? It's like, in the winter months, it'd be freezing cold, nigga. February, February cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, people tend to forget February. Every time February come around, I don't know. I even forget sometimes that how cold February is. You know, people talk about December being cold, but no, February be cold. March be chilly. You know what I'm saying? Especially around my birthday. It's like my birthday on the 13th, so like it still be kind of chilly outside, but I might get lucky because there might be sun out. And I like the spring and fall. Like, I like when it's like a balance outside, where it's like, you know, it's one of those days you can either wear a hoodie or a t-shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of those days. Plus, I grew up in Georgia. Georgia is like that. It's like 1 second it's motherfucking sunny, next second it's raining, pouring. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just, I don't know, luck of the draw. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the ego is forced to kind of not look, and that's another thing too. It's like weird because, you know, the ego, and when I say ego, I'm really talking about the solar plexus. So, like, let's get that cleared up. It's just sometimes the ego plays out through the solar plexus a lot of times, because that's how we individually see things, and that's how, you know, we individually take action. Now, it's, you know, I'm saying individual a lot because that's what it's supposed to be. But a lot of times, like, due to just this world and the way society kind of grooms people, right? Grooms humans. People build their ego around someone else's solar plexus. So, like, you know, your favorite rapper or somebody like that. You know, a lot of people walk around, and I used to see this a lot. Like, people will make their username like, you know, Drake Jr. And it's like, how the fuck you gonna make your username somebody else's name? Especially if you actually trying to make music or something like that. You know, if that's your name, then that's your name. But like, a lot of people you can tell who made their channel just so they could watch who. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing wrong. Well, ain't wrong. Ain't nothing wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, that shit is odd to me. I would never do that. I'm like, yo, nah, it's got to be original. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Originality, right? So, you know, in a sense, the disconnection from your ego allows you the freedom to actually explore different possibilities. Um, that was kind of a random thing that came to mind just now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're too invested into your ego, you know, during the summertime, there's so much light going on. You know, when you're too invested into yourself, you definitely miss things. You know what I'm saying? When you're too invested, too self-centered, you know what I'm saying? You miss things. You can't see everything. You know, Aquarius deals with knowledge, like I said, far out things. And the reason I had said that is because, you know, that's why I think that Aquarius energy is more innovative is because because they're not so focused in on themselves, they actually naturally learn. Like they actually seek knowledge. You know what I'm saying? They naturally gravitate towards concepts that are not common because they don't spend all day invested in only their energy and in their light. They're and that, like I said, there's nothing wrong or right, but this is just energies and how they move. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever, we have access to all these energies. So I speak like this because like, and this ain't necessarily like even like the reason I call my shit energetic overviews is because like yeah I could sit here and look at where the planet's at, but sometimes I'll just be talking about energies in general so they can trigger certain thought patterns in your mind and you can jump through loops and maybe solve something else that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I like to keep the floor open, you know what I'm saying? But and this is very like I might not even call this an energetic overview, but I'm talking about energies. I'm overviewing energies and shit like that. But going back to what I was saying though, like that Aquarius energy, like naturally they're gonna seek out information. They're gonna seek out things because they're not satisfied in their own solar plexus. They kind of like, okay, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of why they're able to be free. You know what I'm saying? And why they get the golden medal for being individuals is because they like and like when I say this, it's not really that. It's like I was gonna say they don't really care about themselves. It's not that they don't care about themselves. It's just they know that they've already come to terms with they are who they are, and so with the air, you know what I'm saying. Logically, it's like, look, I am what I am, so I just am. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how they see things. That might not be how they came to that conclusion, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a whole like my Mercury and Venus is in Aquarius, but at the same time, like you know, Aquarius can tell you better than I can. You know what I'm saying? But like that's kind of how like when I think of that energy, that's the space I be in. You know what I'm saying? That's the space I be in where it's like they just came to the conclusion. It's like, look, this is what I got. So they don't spend all day in their solar plexus like me. I'm a Leo moon, so right now I'm even experiencing a lot of my own personal checks. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're doing certain things, because it's like with that Leo energy, especially like Leo moons, y'all. Look, we got it bad in the best way. You know what I'm saying? We got it bad because naturally we get a lot of light, we get a lot of attention, we might get a lot of praise. You know what I'm saying? But like we always like with a Leo moon, you gotta be especially aware of the level in which like when you get attention, you gotta be quick to all right, you know what I'm saying, put that aside because you know what I'm saying, it's like you can get you easily addicted to it, and it becomes a thing where it'll lead you to be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It'll lead you to be stagnant or just kind of like I said, distasteful. Like distasteful as in like you get too gluttonous, too greedy with it. Like you know what I'm saying? You start to expect it, and so when you drop certain things, you don't get the same response. You start to get heartbroken, and it starts to put you in moods, and these moods lead you to want to react and respond in dramatic ways that makes you look even more like an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Make you embarrass yourself even more when it's like, nah, sometimes you just need to, relax, and sometimes you need to learn from Aquarius and understand your role. And like really, that's kind of what I've been picking up. Like with this Aquarius energy in general is like know your role, and your role not so much as in like not so much you have to stick to a mold or something like that. Like not so much that you can't be yourself or be free, but it's like understand the dynamics that are going on within the social group that you choose to partake in, because that's going to be this energy is going to be very key for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, this is about to be a new moon in Aquarius, and this is where the stellium is going to be. This is where the stellium is at. Everything is pretty much in Aquarius. What everything is in Aquarius right now. I think Pluto is still in Capricorn. So we got Venus in Aquarius. We got Mercury in Aquarius, retrograde. So we dealing with past mentalities and things of that nature. The mentality, see, retrogrades are key because retrogrades. I'm gonna get into retrogrades in a second, but like we got Venus here, Mercury. We got the Sun. We got we finna have a new moon here. We have Saturn here, and we have Jupiter here. that's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of energy. So one, yes, this is a very important time right now. Like what we're doing right now, it's all about associations. And see, this is the end of the zodiac. So it's like if we reaching the end, about to approach the beginning, about to hit this new moon. My dog out here choking. They go coughing or something. About to hit this new moon. Um, and yeah, and then we got Mars, and then we got Mars and Uranus directly squaring it. So learning, learning passions, and um, learning through the changes that we're going through. Now, with our passions and things of that nature, just Mars being in Taurus in general is slowing them down. So like right now, it's like a real big check time. Like I said, it's like a checking time, checking, refining. I said ego, but really refining the whole entire makeup of yourself because, like I said, Aquarius goes beyond the ego. Matter of fact, it's the whole intellectual makeup and the whole mental mind frame that you choose to exist within. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like to simplify Aquarius energy to just the ego is you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that because they're just beyond that. You know what I'm saying? By definition. So going further into this is just like this is an important time. So basically what's going on is like um what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I had a point. I took a detour. You know what I'm saying? In a very Pisces fashion. But just for the most part, man, like I say all that just to say, we are, we're building our mind again. You know what I'm saying? We're building our mind again. And, you got to build it right because when we go into Pisces, it's going to be La La Land season. Now, it's going to be the right time to be in La La Land, but you want to make sure that you build the structure, reasons why Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces, you want to make sure you build the structure first to sustain yourself in that dream. Because if you don't, you really gonna be far out. And when Pisces season resolves itself, and then we actually hit into the new year, you're gonna be way behind. You know what I'm saying? You're way behind because right now it's almost like we're right now, especially with just the energies being only in Earth and air. Besides the moon kind of changing different signs, it's like it's dry. There's nothing to connect to except for our own shit. But if you haven't been building something and you don't have something to show for it right now, this could be like the hardest time for you. You know what I'm saying? So like, but like that's why I say in the beginning, like don't stop. Even if you feel like you ain't got shit. Even if you start to devalue what you got, and you got to stop that right now. You got to stop devaluing what you have built thus far, because this is all you got. We at the end of this year. Aquarius, the end of the zodiac. Aquarius, and this is the thing with the ego death and everything. Think of a person at the end of their life. They don't have enough energy to start some new shit, to start a new life right now. Like I'm one of those people who's like, you never too young, yeah. But no, the truth is sometimes you are too old sometimes, and not to discourage you, but just to say, and when I say too old, it's like I don't mean it like I mean it like in the sense of like what we energetic need to be on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like if you are a person older in age, it's like no, that do what you do. Do you know what energy you got? Like you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but that whatever you choose to do, you won't have the same physical energy to actually get it done. Now, when we take this, like I was saying, like just with the energies going on, it's like energetically we don't have the energy to start nothing new. Now's the time you got to kind of see what you already built and either choose to use that for the next time, aka when spring come around, or you gotta just you gotta choose to destroy it all, aka the tower moment, where you destroy everything that you built because you realize, okay, that I had an experience and I learned through building this, but this isn't going to be sufficient for me in the next time, in the next life, in the spring. I built something that I may have planted a few bad seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the slate. That kind of energy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a lot of, like it's extreme ego death. And then finally with Pisces and ego death is like, or just Pisces ego in general. The Pisces ego almost don't exist because it's like Pisces energy in the sense is like the, you know, it's the self undoing, the undoing, like basically the energy of it is like, you know, a lot of Pisces experience not knowing who they are, because the truth of the matter is who they are, they what they trying to cling to is who they are. Like, you know, when, you know, your spirit is no thing. So when you think about Pisces, you know what I'm saying, and like, of course, like, you know, being the, like, technically, you know what I'm saying, technically the most spiritual sign, right? Deep down inside, every Pisces knows it's no thing. It because every time it tries to pin itself to something, it's like water. It slips right out of our hands. We that's why it's like it's hard to even pin down a Pisces a lot of times. And people have a terrible time dating Pisces a lot of times because a Pisces sometimes, it's like when you try to pin down your partner, you can't, you can't figure out what they're into sometimes. You can't figure out why they do what they do sometimes. You can't, you know, because they don't even know why they do some things. You know, sometimes they don't know what they do. Sometimes they just get a feeling and they go for it. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying. But now, you know, I'm not saying that Pisces don't have an ego or that Pisces can't be self-centered. No, no, there's plenty of them. You know what I'm saying? And we see examples every day. These are people just lost. These are spirits just lost. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's the energy frequency of the Pisces energy. By the time we get to that point, the ego is not even, it's not even there anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know, in Aquarius is like you're the old man. In Pisces, you're actually dead. You know, you're actually dead. We can start talking about formal halt and things of that nature. And Gabrielle, I think, you know what I'm saying, that's death. You know what I'm saying? But death is nothing more, nothing less than transformation. But if you came here with the solar plexus of a Pisces, it's like you in between both. You both alive and dead. I'm gonna be real with you. Like when I think back about my life, like it was almost like, yeah, I really floated throughout my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I floated to high school, and I just woke up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm in high school. Shit, floated through college. Oh shit, I graduated. Damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, just you kind of just float. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So I made that song. You know what I'm saying? The Wavy Dave intro. You know, for real. It's like you float. You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, you know, we can't get lost right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now is not the time to get lost. So right now, like, look, it's cut off time. It's cut off time. And if you watching this and I'm not hitting up the phone, man, look. It's work time. It's work time. And so, you know, don't take offense to it. Don't take it personal. But right now, I got too many things going on. It's work time. You know, it's work time. It's work time. And I probably was trying to work with you in a time where you wasn't trying to work. But I take my life seriously. I take my work seriously. I take my dreams seriously. And this is the vibration we all kind of be in right now. It's like you got to take your shit serious. And too many people out here are not serious, and we see it every day. People twiddling their thumbs. Look, when I twiddle my thumbs, it's only when I'm making a video. If I'm not making a video, my hands is on the computer screen. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's not unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to take times to breathe and break. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all this earth and air, you might work yourself to death. Mars and Taurus, though, should have taught you, hey, sometimes you need to slow down. And when things are going too slow for you and you, I just need to, no, you probably need to sit down. If you did what you're supposed to do, go ahead and sit down and let it grow. Plant seeds. Like, that's the Taurus energy. It's the second house. Plant seeds. What we plant seeds in. And we have to value it, though. The value is the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Emily on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't know who that is, but you know what I'm saying. If you are on Clubhouse or if Emily is watching this, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? She has said, you know, time. We was talking about time, and you know, she had said she had brought up a good point. Was it her? It might not even have been her, but the point is, it was about time. And it's just like you have to account for the amount of time it takes to do certain things internally. You know, instant gratification really does take a toll on our psychological facets. Facets. I don't even know if that's the right word, but our psychological functions, because we start to think everything is supposed to be instantly gratification. It's the same thing with spirituality. And like really, this spirituality shit is getting scary because I already see too many people like Instagram wants to suggest a new person for me to follow every fucking day. And I get followed by random people. And a lot of these people will have spirituality in their name and their bio, but you look at their page and they talking about something very, it's like the gimmicky version. Yeah, on this channel and Soul Group and things of that nature, the subconscious community, we go beyond that everyday bullshit. And that everyday bullshit be that generic ass shit. Like I can't explain it, but you know what it is. It's like that cookie cutter shit, like the you know all that love and light shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, not really talking about the nitty and gritty and in between aspects of what it really means to be a spirit and traveling in this world that's so easy to get lost in everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like just lost. It's gibberish. It'd be gibberish spirituality. But what scares me is just like, well, it doesn't scare me because I know the real will prevail. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the real right now. But, it's just like it becomes a thing where it's like time and time again, we see the mainstream kind of take something and just blow it up to the proportion that it becomes like, it just becomes a caricature of what it once was. Same thing with like, we look at stuff like, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And we can't get lost in the golden age, you know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in, like, when I say I don't believe in it, I do believe there's different ages and phases in certain, in culture, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't feel like that should be glorified over what's being produced right now. It's just, what I mean is like, but you can tell that like nowadays there's just this supreme lack of quality in the air right now. It's just a very apparent, very noticeable lack of originality, of quality, to the point where like I don't even play video games these days. And like, yeah, part of it because I'm a grown ass man and I got responsibilities, but we can make time for fun. And the thing is like ain't no real like I don't find the same enjoyment from video games as I once did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I play from time to time. Like, really, to be honest, I haven't picked up the sticks in a couple months. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, but it's just like, it's nothing really even worth. It's really not nothing worth. You know what I'm saying? But it's more than just video games. It's television. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say, oh, there's not a lot of good shows, and like, you might have like 10 shows you like and shit like that. But I'm talking about like really like high quality shows, like for all these streaming services and how much we pay for them a month. It's like, why aren't there like original shit anymore? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not enough original shit of quality. The original shit be like a spinoff of a book wrote like by some other nigga like 10, you know what I'm saying? Like 50, 70, 80, 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It don't be nothing that, you know what I'm saying? It's like weird. But but that's the opportunity right there. See, we all got dreams and shit like that. But see, right here, and this is the great thing about this time period and this energy right now. It's like, look, take your time and build and keep building something great because we going through a restructuring, government wise, right? Really society wise. Because now, I mean, every day is some new shit. Some new shit that makes you go, damn, that's gonna change the course of life forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got robots. I'm like, look, and I'm gonna just say this because I really do see it happening. Look, low key, you really need to be using this time to position yourself in a way where you don't have to rely on what the government, bro. Because what I'm gonna say is like this: it's like it's getting to a point now where it's like we like people is already lost in sheep, right? And I mean by that by saying like this topic makes my heart hurt for real. But all I'm gonna say is this: is like what's happening now, like what I see happening, right? Yeah, okay. What's gonna happen is more things are gonna be starting to get enforced to make you do things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do so you can participate. The problem with that is it goes too far. You end up signing your life away to certain terms and conditions that are really going to make your life hell. And in the most incognito ways, basically by like stripping away freedoms here and there. To the point where, because like right now, when we look around with all these shutdowns going on, you already know jobs is in jeopardy. So with this big vacuum and nobody with jobs, people are gonna get very content with government paying. The government sending money to them. Like people are already getting all hyped up. Like all this stimulus talk. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a whole bunch of we are trying to develop a way to put y'all on an allowance, just like communism and things of that nature. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it sounded real communism like. I'm saying, and shout out to Pitbull. He had pointed that out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's talking about he's from Cuba, I believe. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong, but yeah, I think Cuba. And he was just like, this I seen it. He's like I seen it before, and like all I'm saying is like when you think of the principles of communism and the way those countries are ran, this is starting to look a little crazy, little crazy. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like because if you think about it. What I realize is that most people don't know what to do without a job, a 9 to 5. Everyone hates it. Everyone hates their 9 to 5, but no one knows what to do without one. Ironic, right? Like me, I just naturally like I'm grateful that I didn't have to actually dive too deep into actually getting a 9 to 5. I've been able to do my own self-employment shit. And at first, you know what I'm saying, it was something that I just naturally gravitated towards. But now I'm thinking myself because like really, and not everybody's built out for this. But what I will say is this: you want to start making arrangements with people maybe who do it, and see if you can maybe have a position with them. Because what's happening is, it's just getting to a point now where, like I said, if the government is the only person with a job, eventually, right now. When we talk about essential workers, right? Essential workers, the thing about it is, let's take a Burger King, for example, right? Now, I think they were considering them essential workers, a cashier and things of that nature. But think about technology right now. And let's just consider the fact that robots are real and being made. And a lot of technology, all the technology that we see in television, you gotta just you should be intelligent enough to know, okay, well, this is probably technology that they've been had, and we just now like if it's in a movie, they've already tested it and been playing around with it and blowing people up with it for at least 10 years, at least probably more than that. But you can guarantee that if it's in a movie. Now we done seen our robot. We done seen artificial intelligence, and we still see artificial intelligence. Y'all seen that video on Twitter and fucking IG? You can just type in robots. Probably see what I'm talking about. All kinds of, Android models and things of that nature. And this is all the fun news stories. Now, more than it. Like, y'all should know by now how deep these experiments go and how crazy people are in general and how fucked up the government be with technology or with power and things of that nature. We know the mindsets of a lot of these shadow government figures and things of that nature. So when we look at this shit, think about, like, let's go back to Burger King. What makes you think that in the next year or two, because shit been changing fast, and Uranus is damn sure in motherfucking Taurus. So reality as we know it is being technologified. You know what I'm saying? Like technologified. What makes you think they won't make a fucking robot that can flip burgers, right? What makes you think they can't make a robotic nurse? Look. If you watch Star Wars, they had robot nurses. This isn't a concept that's far from. It's not unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? Like if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I'd been like, yeah, but we still got like what 8 years and no. Like I'm saying, very soon, everything you thought was an essential worker, probably except for the even RoboCop and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Drones and things. It's like when you really think about it, boom. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Like this shit real close. So right now, not only is community important, we're gonna talk about that in a different video. I don't have enough time. I have some other responsibilities I have to take care of. But if you really think about it, man, like what I'm saying. So what I mean by all that is just to say is like, look, the best thing you could do right now is keep building anyway, because we already know shit ain't going back to how it was. But we ain't weak. We are powerful. But the only way we can be powerful is if we take accountability for what's going on in our reality. One, two, use what we can to put ourselves in a better position to where, and like here's the thing, like 'cause this is all part of a bigger conversation that we really need to have and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that right now, like whatever it is that you do, you might as well be doing it to the best of your ability right now. Because even if it is some shit that just have, like me making beats and things of that nature, just consider the fact that even with this internet shit, we are on the brink of a situation where that could be stripped away too. We've got too complacent having things given to us. And so it's at a point now in life where, you know what I'm saying, the people who we thought was supposed to be provided for us, right? They taking too much power and control over a situation to the point where it's getting scary. You ever put yourself in the hands of somebody, and like this, especially especially when you're younger. You ever put your life in the hands of somebody who you didn't trust? Ever been riding with a friend that don't know how to drive, and you just holding on to dear life and shit like that? That's what reality is looking like. Society is looking like. I say the society because reality is beyond what they making it seem to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it right now. It's like it don't gotta be this way. And the fact that whoever's in power is just having a field day, la 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 la, that doesn't sit right with me. That doesn't sit right with me. And I know it don't sit right with y'all. And that's why I'm just saying, but it starts with jobs and resources, because the first thing we want to do is we all want to feed our family. Some of us, some of y'all got kids and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like we all got to feed our family. So, but that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation because right now, even I think I seen an article saying that Bill Gates owns all the food trucks or the companies that ship food, and that's why I'm saying, look, so we gonna have to get some vans or get some fucking trucks, and the people who grow herbs, the people who grow fruits, we're gonna have to start talking about creating some kind of system to where, hey, these niggas, because the thing about it is, like, if you think, like, I have a lot of influences from Mars, right? A lot of, even in past life, right? When you start talking about Akashic records and things of that nature, like when I do my deep meditations and things like that nature, I know I spend a lot of lifetimes on the battlefield. I understand warfare. I understand Mars, the principles of Mars, the principles of war, how to win, how to be a general, how to direct an army. I understand. I like low key. I live here or have lived here. I'm choosing to live somewhere else now in this lifetime. That's what I'm building. Is a kingdom that's predicated somewhere else. But my thing is like this: when it comes to warfare, this tactic 101. You take away the resources, starve the people, set up parameters to where everyone's resources are cut off. Because think about it, the whole point of like say you get captured, right, and the people who capture you want information about the affiliation you in or the association you in. What's the first thing they do? They torture your ass. But they don't feed you, right? They treat, you know what I'm saying? They put you in holistic conditions. They beat you, X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? But before we get to there, because, you know, like, being that, based upon what they built, right, there's too many of us. And that's why I say the powers and the people, and there's no reason why we should just be sitting. Like I said, it hurts my heart because it's like, man, like, there's no reason why we should be in this position in the first place. There's no reason. It's too many. Like, why y'all still look? Why we still ain't? We've been voting for how many years? Still ain't get it right. It shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. But see, people. The thing is, people want pleasures. People want the cushy life. People want. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, we desires. But we know this. You know what I'm saying? We know this. And like I said, this is a conversation that needs it deserves more time. But I really ain't got no more time. I need to get out of here. But like, you know, going back to what I was saying, you know, it's like, keep building, keep going. Whatever you working on, you know, don't. And when I say these things, y'all know I ain't fear mongering or anything like that. Like, I'm saying this so you could be in a mind state where you understand what's at stake. Like life as we know it at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta take it as seriously as the life I'm building just might be my only life, my only chance to live a life that I'm satisfied with. The life that you building right now just might be your saving grace, your dream, your imagination. And like, really, when we think about powers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Your powers, your real powers, your imagination is number one. Because when you really know the spiritual shit, you know. You put yourself in the right space, you develop the right mentality, and you get the right feeling and emotion to back and support that. You sprinkle a little faith on that bitch, and stay focused and stay hard and put in the work both internally and externally. You already know that things is gonna play out in your favor. And like a lot of times, like a lot of what I'll say, sometimes I go extreme. So understand that it might not even get to that. But just know that it could. You might not even get to that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't like to speak on what's going to happen in the future because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but all I can do is sit and look at human nature or the way things have developed in the past, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just sit here and kind of look at the situation at hand for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just for what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to be, you know, but my point wasn't even to go into all the political shit, but just kind of, you know what I'm saying? But we got something for that. We got something for that. That's why I like community building and everything. But let me save that. You know, save that. Like, I'm excited to be back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know, you know, but the videos is coming right back very soon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, just to leave off right here is just to say, look, keep building. Whatever you building, keep going. Keep going. Right now, it's hard. It's hard right now. It's difficult right now. It's a lot going on we don't understand. It's stuff we do understand, but it hurts to deal with. But we got to deal with it. We got to get it going. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, what we building right now is going to be our saving grace. And it's not something coming to save us. It's us putting in the work and saving ourselves. But if enough of us have saved ourselves and we come together as a community, then build, you know what I'm saying? Look, we can defeat anything for real. And it's not even I don't even want to say defeat. We'll just be in a better space to where they either gotta fuck with us in the best way. They gotta come correct. But anyway, yo, much love, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope everyone's doing good. And like I said, I'm not gonna name this an energetic overview. I'm gonna do a new moon video and things of that nature. We're gonna get back. I got a couple videos too that's already done. I just didn't get a chance to drop them yet, so I'm probably gonna drop those in the next couple days and things of that nature. But yeah, man, like, you know, hit me up. Like I said, to the end of Aquarius season, I'm still doing creative consultations, half off and things of that nature. So like, you know, if you are somebody who's interested in putting together your own business and things of that nature, you know, we can talk about it. We can have our little consultation, and then, you know, really start to figure out what your natural energies are so that you can start structuring your life in a way or structuring whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, your talent, your natural talent, your gift, your natural gift, you know, your natural just energies. We utilize that to actually make something real and turn it into a product or a service that you can offer. And now you developed your own way of create stability, you know what I'm saying, to create stability and things of that nature in your own life, you know, without having to risk, you know, killing yourself at a 9 to 5, or you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 either. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that you can at least be, even if you are working a 9 to 5, you could be working on something on the side to where whenever they push the button and say, you know what I'm saying, you can't work here unless you get this government issued whatever, or you can't, you know, until they strip that, you know, that thing away. You know, whenever they do, you won't have to be in a state of being of feeling like, oh, you're gonna drown in your responsibilities. You know, oh well, I've already been working on something, or already have another talent or something set up to where, you know, yeah, you know, I'll be straight regardless. Or if that shit never gets stripped away from you, you one of the lucky ones, you'll have two forms of income, and now you know you could really have some extra money on the side. So anyway, much love, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.